In today's PC gaming world, one of the most talked about pieces of gaming gear is a gamer's keyboard. Gamers can talk about this topic endlessly. Our keyboards are one of the most intimate pieces of gear we own. Now, I appreciate that sounds a little bit weird, but I think you know what I mean. Switches, keycaps, gaskets, lube, etc., etc., etc. The topic is an endless rabbit hole that we gamers always love to engage in. Now, I never thought a membrane gaming keyboard would enter the conversation in 2024, but here we are, and Corsair recently launched the K55 Core RGB gaming keyboard. I've spent the past week gaming and working on the K55, and if you've ever yearned to return to gaming circa 2000, well, I'm here to tell you, let that feeling pass. The K55 comes in at a great price, but it fails to deliver as an enjoyable gaming experience and work experience for that matter. Hey gamers, my name is -10 and I'm a middle-aged gamer that enjoys all gear related to gaming, streaming, and content creation. Now, I applaud Corsair for designing more affordable gaming gear, but let's delve into why I think gamers should spend a little bit more to buy an entry-level mechanical keyboard. Now, I'm a positive person, so let's lead in with the good. No matter your age, most gamers love RGB. I don't care what age you actually are, we gamers love it. On this point, the Corsair K55 has excellent RGB with solid under keycap lighting. If you game in a darkened layer, the K55 will absolutely sear your retina, so be cautious. It's impressive, and I wish all keyboards had this RGB power. On the undercarriage, Corsair was kind enough to poke a few RGB holes for shine through, but it's not really that noticeable. Another big positive is the Win-Locks key, which is located on the upper right hand of the keyboard. No matter the game format, we've all been absolutely hosed by the dreaded Windows key press. Accidentally hitting that Win key when you're about to vanquish the dungeon boss will send any gamer into an absolute tizzy. Fortunately, the K55 has a Win-Lock key that is easily accessible and very welcome. I wish all keyboard manufacturers would just include a physical switch to disable the Win key while gaming. It's a basic add-on, and the K55 nailed it. Although not necessarily a huge positive, the full-sized keyboard layout provides plenty of space for full-sized keycaps, and it's enjoyable to have enough room to let the fingers fly around while touch typing. Once gamers get smaller than the TKL, keyboards tend to get a bit cramped, and gamers have to reprogram their muscle memory. I'll come back to the size in a bit, but the extra room for your fingers to move around, I find it as a small positive. So, with the positives out of the way, let's get to the realities of the Corsair K55. Now, I'm a Corsair fan, and a big chunk of my PC is filled with Corsair parts. But this keyboard, it's not going to be staying in my keyboard rotation. In my opinion, the Corsair K55, it's just tiring to type and game on for extended periods of time. After hours of gaming or working, my fingers felt noticeably tired, even sore. Although I'm no medical doctor, I think this finger weariness came from the mushiness of the keyboard, the extra energy required to actually depress the keys, as well as the weird upward feeling when you release the membrane switch. After a couple hours, I would usually just switch back to my regular mechanical keyboard. The one membrane keyboard I do use on a regular basis is Apple's Magic Keyboard, and I believe the reason why is the short switch travel. My fingers never tire on that keyboard. Next, the media keys, they're just an odd feature. As many of us are working remotely from home, or maybe part of the time from home, we've adjusted to having background music or some other form of content on while we work away. Because of this, media keys are critical to quickly forwarding to a new song or YouTube video, or rewinding to play that favorite tune. Oddly, Corsair didn't include the standard forwards and backward buttons. Why not? Adding 2 more keys on this full-size behemoth seems like a no-brainer. So I'm really scratching my head as to why Corsair would leave these 2 critical media keys off the keyboard. As for the price, 40 bucks seems like a great deal. That is until you start searching Amazon for budget mechanical keyboards. Over the last few years, the market has exploded with mechanical keyboard options. And within a couple seconds, I found the Red Dragon K556 RGB, full-sized, hot swappable, tactile brown switches for $50. Now, I haven't laid my fingers on the Red Dragon K556, but I'm willing to bet this keyboard will be a better gaming typing experience by far. In today's market, I think Corsair missed the mark and overpriced the K55. Another annoyance with the K55 are the keyboard feet. For one, they sit too low for my typing needs. Now, I appreciate this is an aspect that is different for every gamer, but I wish Corsair would have included 2 height adjustments for optionality. The other issue with the feet that became a little bit of a pet peeve is the left foot wouldn't hold its position when I push the keyboard. The left foot would just collapse and fold up. Now, it was a little bit annoying. Finally, this keyboard is just big. Desk real estate is always scarce, and the Corsair K55 is almost 42% bigger than my ROG Azoth 75% keyboard. Sorry, Corsair. Although I like the extra space for the keycaps, there's no way I'm going to give up any desk space real estate for my mouse swipes or my notepad and calculator for when I'm working. All right, I've covered this a number of times, but iCue for keyboards, it's just basic and clunky. iCue offers the basics such as being able to reassign the keys, change the lighting effects, and have the Win-Lock key do something other than lock out the Windows key. Not sure why you would do that. Overall, it's basic, and iCue does the bare minimum when compared to Logitech's G Hub or even Asus's Armory Crate. It is what it is, and I use iCue more for my hardware. So to wrap this all up, if you're feeling a little nostalgic for old school gaming keyboards, well, I'm here to tell you, don't scratch that itch. It is commendable that Corsair attempted to make a more affordable gaming keyboard, but the K55 Core RGB, it's really a miss. The RGB disco lights are excellent, and I love the Win-Lock key, but I cannot recommend this keyboard because there are just way too many better mechanical keyboard options at this price point. Gaming and typing on the K55, it's an endurance workout, and my fingers were always exhausted after a couple hours of use. If your budget is between $40 to $60, my recommendation is to look on Amazon, find a more affordable mechanical keyboard. You'll be glad you did. If you enjoyed this video, as well as my approach to reviewing gaming gear, I'd really appreciate a like on the video, as well as a sub if you'd like to follow me as a creator. Thanks for watching.